What's up, you guys? It's Levi here. You must update your Windows machine now. You must update your Windows machine now. Holy smokers, guys, there's a major vulnerability out there that could impact you guys that have Windows 10. You need to update now.
But Levi, why do I need to update Windows 10 now?
Well, dubbed the Windows Cypto API vulnerability, this vulnerability was so serious that the National Security Agency for the federal government of the United States actually notified Microsoft to push out a patch for this vulnerability because it was so bad. And instead of keeping it to themselves like they had previously, they decided to notify Microsoft, and they didn't use it as a weapon against other people, which is a great thing. So Microsoft created a patch on January 14th of 2020. Anyway, this is a huge deal because the certificates on your computer that use the elliptic curve technology to make those certificates can no longer be trusted, and they can be copied by a hacker and do terrible things to you guys.
But Levi, what does this mean? WTF is this elliptic curve cryptography vulnerability that you're talking about? I don't understand.
Come on, guys, you don't know what an ellipse is? Look, that was so hard, an ellipse. That's what an ellipse is. Granted, my drawing's so bad, it's probably not an actual ellipse, but you get the picture, right? Anyway, there's math that is being done that uses ellipses to help generate the certificates for your computer. That's way above my head, and it's obviously going to be above your guys' head. But basically what you guys need to know is that your computer has certificates on it to verify software publishers or creators of software. For instance, Microsoft, if they put a program on your system, it has a certificate from them that they created stating that that program was made by them. And then your computer will trust that program because it's made by them, and Microsoft is a trusted provider on your system. And so your system will be able to run that. You won't get any alerts when you run that hey, this program's not legit. And a lot of antiviruses will allow that program to run and not flag them and alert you that that program is a bad program or it's potentially bad. So that's one of the uses of certificates on your system. And unfortunately, with this vulnerability, an attacker can take advantage of that. They can create their own program and then sign it pretending to be Microsoft, get you to download that through a phishing email, pretending to be an update or something like that. You go to install it, and normally your antivirus would block that, or you would get a prompt that would say, hey, this is a suspicious program. Are you sure you want to run this? Or it would say unverified program, something like that, to give you guys kind of a red flag that, hey, maybe this isn't actually a Microsoft program, even though it's claiming to be. And so you go and run that program, and then boom, you get malware on your system. And as we've talked about before, once you get malware on your system, it can do whatever the F it wants to your system, such as spying on you through your webcam, through your microphone, looking at what you're looking at on your screen, stealing the data off of your system and using that information against you to create bank accounts in your name, commit fraud, commit financial transactions against you, taking your files and holding them for ransom so that you have to pay to be able to access them. All these terrible, terrible things just because they took advantage of this vulnerability that convinced you that you were actually using a Microsoft program when you actually weren't, when you would have actually gotten warned, or your antivirus would have picked up on that. So that's one side of this vulnerability that's bad for you guys. The other side of it is when you connect to a website using HTTPS, which I'll put a video up above because I did one on that if you guys want to learn more about what HTTPS is, and I'll put a link down in the description. But anyway, there's certificates that are created that prove to you that who you're connecting to is who they say you're connecting to. So for instance, if you're going to Microsoft.com, there's a Microsoft.com certificate. Well, so an attacker could actually take advantage of this vulnerability by sending you a fake certificate, getting you to fall for getting a fake certificate for Microsoft.com and redirecting you out to a Microsoft.com that's not actually Microsoft.com. You go to that website and normally you would see a big warning that says, hey, this website certificate is not valid, and that might give you a hint that, hey, maybe I'm not actually going to Microsoft.com. But with this vulnerability, you wouldn't get that hint, and so you could accidentally fall for entering information into Microsoft.com, entering your username and password, and then that attacker can use that to get into your email and your account, and possibly break into other accounts based off of that email. And then the second thing that an attacker can do in this situation is if they're stuck in between your computer and that Microsoft.com website, and they happen to send you a fake certificate that would allow them to be able to decrypt your traffic, they could read all the information that you're sending from your computer to Microsoft.com, when normally that information would be secure and they wouldn't be able to see that. So there's some bad things that can happen to you guys if you don't have your Windows updates in place. So make sure that you're going down to that start menu, you're typing in Windows Update and clicking on the check for updates button. You go inside of there, do whatever action it takes. So you can click the check for updates inside of there. If it wants you to restart, go ahead and restart, and then repeat that same process until you go in that menu and it says your Windows is completely up to date. That's the surest way to help protect you guys from being impacted by this vulnerability. The other good thing too is if you use Google Chrome and it's got its updates, it will automatically catch that vulnerability being taken advantage of, and it will still alert you on pages if there's an invalid certificate. The same thing if you're using Windows Defender, the default antivirus that comes with Windows 10, as long as you have it turned on and it's got its updates, it will flag those situations as well, so you hopefully won't fall for those situations then either. I'll post all the sources I got this from down in the description if you guys want to learn more. I'll also post a link in the description that you guys can check to see if you're vulnerable. The site is called curveballstest.com. If you go in there inside of Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, it will tell you if you're vulnerable to this, and then you for sure would know if you need to get your Windows updates going or not. The good thing too is a lot of times Windows updates go automatically, and so you don't have to worry about it, but I still encourage you guys to check that every single month. The second Tuesday of every month, Microsoft releases updates. Make sure that you're going in there and checking that you got the updates so you're not vulnerable for things like this. Anyway guys, I hope you learned a lot from this content. If you like this content, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that this content can get promoted more on YouTube, so more people like you can see this content and help protect themselves from the crappy cybersecurity stuff that we talk about on this channel. I thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.